Hello, good morning. In previous video, you have already learned and see the plasma membrane, cell membrane and other organelles of the cell. So in this video, we discuss rest of the organelles of the cell. Plastid. Plastids are found in all plant cells and in euglenoids. These are easily observed under the microscope as they are large. Plastids are large in size. It is minutely observed under the microscope. They bear some specific pigments which imparting a specific color to the plants. Based on their types of pigments, plastids are of generally three types: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplast provided green colors of the plants and it is essential for the photosynthesis of the plants. That is photosynthetic pigments trapping solar radiations and light energy, which is essential for photosynthesis. So chloroplast contain chlorophyll and carotenoids. In the chloroplast, in the chromoplast, fat-soluble carotenoids pigments like carotenoid and carotenes, xanthophylls and other pigments are also present. Chromoplasts and these pigments provided the various colors of the fruits like oranges, orange, yellow or red colors, etc. Leucoplast is the other types of plastids which are colorless of varied shapes and size which store nutrients. Leucoplasts are of generally three types: amyloplast, elaioplast and eleuroplast. Amyloplast present in the carbohydrate or stored in the carbohydrate like that potatoes. Elaioplast also present in the fats and oils, whereas eleuroplast present in the proteins and also is stored in the components of the protein. So these are the three types of leucoplast, and chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast are classified on the basis of their pigmentations. Then we see the structures of chloroplast and plastids. Majority of chloroplast of the green plants are found in the mesophyll cells of the leaves. These are lens-shaped, oval, spherical, discoid, or even ribbon-like organelles having variable length. So its length is about 5 to 10 mm or width is about 2 to 4 mm. So it is variable in shape and size. Their number varies from 1 to minimum per cell. 1 per cell. The best example we see in the green alga like chloroplast. There are 20 to 40 per cells in the mesophyll. Chloroplasts are double membrane bounded. This is outer membrane, this is inner membrane, stroma lamella, stroma granum and thylakoid. These are the different parts of the chloroplast when we cut the section of chloroplast. So these structures is the sectional view of chloroplast. The inner chloroplast membrane is relatively less permeable, inner membrane, less permeable in nature. The space limited by the inner membrane, this space like that, this, this. This space is limited and this is known as stroma. A number of organized flattened membranous sacs called the thylakoids, that is the sac-like structures, and this is known as thylakoid. Present in the, where it is present in the stroma, the region of the chloroplast. Thylakoid are arranged in stalks like that, stalks. Thylakoids like arranged in a stalk like the piles of coins called grana. This is known as grana, like this. This is arranged in coin-like structures, piles of coins. Or intergranular thylakoids, or its another name is intergranular thylakoids. There are flat membranous tubes called stroma lamella. This is the flat tubular structures which is joined one grana to another piles of grana. This is known as stroma lamella, connecting the thylakoids of the different grana. The members of membrane of thylakoids enclose a space called lumen, and this is known as lumen. The structure of stroma of the chloroplast contain enzymes. Stroma contain enzymes which is required for synthesis of carbohydrates and proteins. It also contains a small double-stranded circular DNA molecules and ribosomes. Chlorophyll pigments are present in the thylakoids. The ribosomes of the chloroplast are small, like 70S than the cytoplasmic ribosome. The ribosome of chloroplast is a small, approximately 70S, which is comparatively smaller than the cytoplasmic ribosomes, that is 80S. So these are the complete structures of plastids with their sectional view. So now we discuss mitochondria. These are the another cell organelles, and it is also known as powerhouse of the cell. So here we discuss mitochondria. Mitochondria, especially extend, are not easily visible under the microscope. The number of mitochondria per cell is variable depending on the physiological activities of the cell. In terms of shape and size, also considerable degree of variability we can observe. Typically, it is sausage shaped or cylindrical, having a diameters of 0.2 to 1.0 micrometer, average approximately 0.5 micrometer microns, and length is about 1.0 to 4.1 micrometer. Each mitochondria is a double membrane structures. It is also double membrane structures with the outer membrane, inner membrane, matrix. Crista is single and intermembrane space. So these are the structures of mitochondria. Inner membrane dividing its lumen distinctly into two aqueous compartments, that is the outer compartment and the inner compartment. Outer compartment and that is the inner compartment. The outer membrane forms the continuous limiting boundary of the organelles. Boundary of the organelles, outer membrane. The inner compartment is called the matrix, or inner compartment is called the matrix. The outer membrane forms the boundary and the inner membrane forms a number of enfolding boundary enfolding structures. This is called cristae. This is called cristae. So this is the cristae of the mitochondria. Single is crista. Towards the matrix, the cristae increase the surface area of the mitochondria. The two membranes have their own specific enzymes associated with the mitochondrial functions. Mitochondria are the sites of aerobic respirations because they produce cellular energy in the form of ATP, hence they are called powerhouse of the cell. The matrix also possesses single circular DNA molecules, a few RNA molecules, ribosomes approximately 70S, and the components required for the synthesis of protein. The mitochondria divides by fission. So these are the complete structures of mitochondria. So now we discuss lysosomes. These are the another cell organelles of the cell organelles which is known as suicidal bag. These are membrane bound vascular structures formed by the process of packaging in the Golgi apparatus. The isolated lysosomal vesicles have been found to be very rich in almost all types of hydrolytic enzymes, like hydrolases, lipases, proteases, carbohydrates, etc. They active at the acidic pH when there is optimally active. These enzymes are capable of digesting carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids, etc. Then ribosome. Ribosome are the granular structures first observed under the electron microscopes as dense particles by Gregor Plade in 1953. They are composed of ribonucleic acid and proteins and are most surrounded by any membrane. The eukaryotic ribosomes are 80S while the prokaryotic ribosomes are 70S. S denoted as the subunit of ribosome. That is also known as the Savers unit. S is known as the Savers unit. S stands for the sedimentations coefficients. It indirectly as a measure of density and size. So both 70S and 80S ribosomes are composed of two subunits of ribosome. So ribosomes are present in cell like that 70S as well as the 80. So students, these are the structures of the cell organelles. Next, cell organelles are known as Golgi apparatus. It is clear for their name, apparatus. Camillo Golgi, 1898. First observed densely stained reticular structures near the nucleus. These were named as Golgi body after his observation. They consist of many flat disc-shaped sac or cisternae of approximately 0.5 micrometer to 1.0 micrometer in diameter. These are stacked parallel to each other. Various numbers of cisternae are present in Golgi complex. The Golgi cisternae are concentrically arranged near the nucleus with distinct concave cis or the forming face and concave known as the trans or the maturing phase. Trans are also known as the maturing phase of the Golgi complex. The cis and the trans phases of the organelles are entirely different but interconnected to each other. The cis and trans are the two face of the Golgi apparatus. Both are interconnected to each other. So, students, the Golgi apparatus principally perform the functions of packaging material to be delivered either to the intracellular targets or secreted outside the cell. Materials to be packaged in the form of vesicle from the endoplasmic reticulum fuse with the cis phase of the Golgi apparatus and move towards the maturing phase. This explains Golgi apparatus remains in close associations with endoplasmic reticulum. A number of proteins synthesized by ribosomes on the endoplasmic reticulum are modified in the cisternae of the Golgi apparatus before they are released from its trans phase. So, Golgi apparatus is the important site of formations of the glycoproteins as well as the glycolipids. So, these are two substances which is synthesized by the Golgi apparatus like glycoproteins and glycolipids. So, students, we see endoplasmic reticulum. These are the tubular structures and present near the nucleus and peripheral. It is the connecting tubes of nucleus and plasma membrane or cell membrane. It is present into the network or reticulum of the tiny tubules structures as scattered in the cytoplasm. That is called endoplasmic reticulum when after observations of the microscope. Endoplasmic reticulum divides the intracellular space into two distinct compartments. These compartments are luminal, that is inside, and extraluminal, that is outside. Intraluminal in inside endoplasmic reticulum and extraluminal under the inside the cytoplasm compartments. The endoplasmic reticulum shows ribosomes attached to their surface. This type of endoplasmic reticulum is known as the rough endoplasmic reticulum. In the absence of ribosome, they appear smooth and are called a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is frequently observed in the cells actively involved in protein synthesis and secretions. They are extensive and continuous with the outer membrane of the nucleus. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the major site for synthesis of lipid in animal cells. Lipid-like stenoidal hormones are synthesized in a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So, endoplasmic reticulums are of generally two types. One is rough endoplasmic reticulum and second is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Next organelles is known as cytoskeleton. Cytoskeletons An elaborated network of filamentous proteinaceous structures present the cytoplasm is collectively known as the cytoskeletons. Cytoskeleton in a cell are involved in many functions such as mechanical support, motility, maintenance of the shape of the cell. So now we discuss cilia and flagella. These are the sectional view of cilia or flagella. Cilia and flagella are hair-like outgrowths of the cell membrane. Cilia are small structures which work like oars, causing the movement of either the cell or the surrounding fluid. Flagella are comparatively longer and responsible for cell movement. The prokaryotic bacteria also possesses flagella, but these are structurally different from that of the eukaryotic flagella. The electron microscopic study of the cilia or the flagellum so that they are covered with plasma membrane. Covered with plasma membrane. Their core called the axonema possesses a number of microtubules running parallel. Microtubules running parallels. These are microtubules, all are. Yeah, and it's different name according to their position. These are peripheral microtubules. These are central microtubules. These are central sheath, and this is interdoublate bridge of the cilia, and this is the plasma membrane. The axonemon usually has 9 pairs of doublets. It has 9 pairs of doublet. You count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So these are 9 in number and it is present into the pair or radially arranged peripheral microtubules and a pair of centrally located microtubules. Such an arrangement of axonal microtubules is referred to as the 9 plus 2 and it is arranged in the form of 9 plus 2 array. The central tubules are connected by bridge and it also enclosed by a central sheath. It is enclosed by a central sheath which is connected to one of the tubules of each peripheral doublet by a radial spoke. Radial spoke. This is known as radial spokes like this. The peripheral doublets are also interconnected by linkers. Both the cilium and flagellum emerged from centriole-like structures called the basal bodies. Thank you.